Most people hear the phrase, let your money work for you. But here's the part they don't explain. Money doesn't really work until it has enough weight behind it. Compounding isn't magic, it's momentum. And in the beginning, there is almost none. You can start early, you can do everything right, save consistently, invest regularly, and still feel like you're going nowhere. Not because you failed, but because compounding is slow at the start by design. Let me show you what that looks like. Imagine someone in their mid-20s. They live below their means, they skip small luxuries, they invest every single month. No shortcuts, no gambling, just discipline. Years go by. They check their account expecting progress, and instead they see a number that feels underwhelming. That moment is where most people break. They think, is this even worth it? But here's the truth. Compounding doesn't reward you early, it tests you early. Think of it like pushing a heavy object. At first, it barely moves. Every step feels forced. But once it gains momentum, it starts moving on its own. That's how wealth works. The biggest misunderstanding about compounding is expecting it to grow in straight lines. It doesn't. It grows in curves, and every curve starts flat. That flat phase is where most people quit. They look at small returns and compare them to faster wins somewhere else. They chase trends, they reset their progress, and they start over and over and over again. But the people who win, they stay long enough to see the curve bend, because once it bends, everything changes. Here's the shift most people never reach. At small amounts, your effort drives everything. At larger amounts, your money starts doing the work. That's the transition, from effort to momentum, from pushing to riding. And this is why consistency matters more than intensity. You don't need perfect timing. You don't need complex strategies. You need time and patience, because compounding hides its rewards in the future. But there's another layer most people ignore. It's not just about numbers, it's about behavior. There are 3 moments that break almost everyone. First, disappointment, when progress feels too small. Second, comparison, when others seem to be moving faster. And third, fear, when markets drop and everything looks uncertain. Those 3 emotions reset more portfolios than bad investments ever do. The difference between people who build wealth and those who don't isn't intelligence, it's endurance. So how do you actually make compounding work? Keep it simple, stay consistent, increase your investments as your income grows, avoid pulling money out too early, and give it time to build momentum. That's it, because once compounding kicks in, it stops feeling slow. Growth starts stacking, progress becomes visible, and suddenly years of patience begin to make sense. Here's the part no one tells you. The last few years of compounding often create more growth than all the early years combined. That's when it finally feels real, not because you changed the strategy, but because you stayed long enough. So if you feel like nothing is happening right now, you're probably in the most important phase, the quiet phase, the phase where foundations are built. Compounding isn't broken, it's just invisible at the start. But if you stick with it, it becomes one of the most powerful forces in your financial life. This isn't about getting rich overnight. It's about building something that grows whether you're watching it or not. Stay patient, stay consistent, and let time do what it does best, multiply. If you found this valuable, subscribe for more videos on money, discipline, and building real financial strength.